3 years ago, 10 years ago, I will be one of the strongest right now. But at the moment...
So, welcome guys to the 7th episode of the Lord of Bars podcast, Road to Success. Here is Paolo, and we have also Khalil and Mirand, as always.
Welcome back, guys.
So, I hope that you're doing well today, and today we're gonna talk a little bit more about the project, because actually we're missing this part in the podcast, that it's actually what inspired our idea. Excellent. So, what are we doing for our project, and what's the biggest issue with that?
For our project, we actually are realizing that it's really important to build a character, to have a traffic, and to, let's say, own it. So, about the traffic, we can say that we already have one. So we are already at 20% of our goal, I think, or maybe this thing help us a lot because we have a lot of followers. We can say
we have a lot of followers.
The hardest thing to have, luckily we have it.
Yeah, we have it, because otherwise that would be a problem, I think.
You know the problem. The problem is that followers are not enough, because you don't need actually followers. You need people that actually love your idea, your project, and all the things that you want to realize, you know. And these are like people that would also die for you. Of course not, but you know, that's the concept that we want to explain. And you know, I think also the biggest problem with that is that sometimes we say that we don't have enough followers. Sometimes we say that we have to do more, you know. And for some people, this looks actually stupid and impossible. You know, when we say that we want to become more famous than Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, you know.
Yeah. Because if we think that we want to become better than Cristiano Ronaldo, at the end maybe we will end up being the second one. So it's also a really good goal, I think. And about the traffic, we are realizing that we don't have to go and look for it, but we have actually to look for it where it actually is. So on Instagram, we will find the people that is actually looking for calisthenics or for being successful or for all those stuff. In the podcast, we are having a lot of other people looking for us on YouTube and all these old platforms. So we are not like trying to bring the community that we have on Instagram to the other platform. We are trying to find it where it actually is already.
To join. Let's say that we have to join the community that it's already there, you know, that's the point. And Paolo, what do you actually think? You know, I noticed something in calisthenics, and you're not doing calisthenics at the moment, so you maybe can judge this from a third eye person, you know. And why do you think that calisthenics in the first moment was a really friendly community, and with the time this is splitting up? You know, at the moment there are a lot of ideas, a lot of let's say fight about the calisthenic concept. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, I really never followed the calisthenic community. I remember first time I was listening about calisthenics. I remember like Bar Brothers, this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, 2015,
and,
good times, gold era.
Yeah. And then I don't know what happened really. If then always the same community or something.
You know, something that actually I noticed, and I think also me, and it's that hate that it's burning right now. You know, I just had, let's say, a fight, a few days ago about this kind of topic, and I think that 5-6 years ago would never happen, you know?
Yeah, no. Right now, the calisthenics community is splitting up, and I think it's because it's getting bigger, and a lot of more people is getting into it, and also the sport is splitting into different things, in skill, in street lifting, in reps and set, all of this stuff, in freestyle also. So the more things you have to talk about, the more things you have to discuss, so other ideas from other people.
But try to imagine like gymnastics, you know? In gymnastics you have rings, you have floor, you have all these things, so you have bar, you have and I think in my opinion calisthenics should be something like this, because they are all inside the same sport, but at the same time they're splitting up, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time they share love to each other. They don't criticize the others and stuff like that, but this is another level sport. But calisthenics is just born, so maybe it's just a matter of time. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of time, and I think it's starting to be like this. But right now I think people and the sport is too young, so everyone want to get his lead, you know. The freestyle think it's the best, the static athlete think this is the hardest thing to do, so it's the best one. The rep and set, the street lifting, And
So, guys, what do you think that changed the most from
from
when I
before,
was talking?
change the hate for the sport from the same athlete, I think.
No, I think the challenge between the athletes is actually what is actually changing.
Yeah.
When you want to become the best, you start to actually have challenge with the others, and you start to criticize the other because you think that you are the best, And this is related to dream big, And but before we go to on this topic that I find really important, I want to ask Paolo. Paolo, what is more impressive for you? For you that you're not doing calisthenics, but it's more impressive for you someone that uses brutal strength to fight the gravity, or maybe someone that uses incredible skill to do incredible 360 and stuff like that. So when you see it in the first,
obviously, for me, coming from bodybuilding, I like more static type of exercises.
Okay.
Because it's more like type bodybuilding, like building muscle.
Yeah, I think you can also relate to street lifting, like weighted pull-up and weighted dip. Also squat now are actually introduced in calisthenics. So.
And but I was talking before about the topic that you need to dream big. I think this will connect every sport in the end, because when you started, for example, your career, let's say your bodybuilding sport and stuff, what was your dream? Did you actually achieve that? Do you want more? How does it work?
When I started, my dream was to become like the greatest bodybuilder ever.
Okay. And if you would go back in time, would you dream the same? Would you dream bigger? Would you change something?
I don't know. At the end of the day, I think that I did the right thing.
Okay. And about you, Mirand?
I think
when you started calisthenics, of course, not bodybuilding,
yeah,
because you don't look like a bodybuilder.
I know. When I started calisthenics, it was because I saw something really interesting. That was one of my friends was doing one arm handstand, and I was so impressed, and I was like, I want to do the same. The time passed, and I evolved, and I trained more. I started to do a lot of stuff, and I want actually to become the champion of this sport. And one thing that I realized is that now it's more difficult, because now I'm let's say X strong. 3 years ago, 10 years ago, I will be one of the strongest right now. But at the moment, I'm not even in the top 100, And this is also one of the things that is related to the hate, because if someone want to be the best, right now have to be the best in all of these things. That's why is this hating born in calisthenics.
I can also relate this fact to the point that actually once I had a talk with the world champion of calisthenics, and they say that I was right, that actually it's not possible to develop in every field of calisthenics with the same value. You cannot be the best of everything.
Yeah, that's the same thing of the gymnastic. That's why they are doing all different things, because they are different. Like you can be the strongest in freestyle and the static at the same time, because you will not give 100% of your time in the static. That's like, I think, obviously. So why should people hate each other from the sport? The
strongest person that do bench press, it's the same that do the strongest deadlift or maybe squat?
No, never. Impossible.
Okay, and this person that do, for example, bench, is only doing mostly, of course, bench, or is also doing the other things?
Yeah.
The focus, I mean, 70, if you give 70%.
Obviously only bench, but obviously he could train also the other stuff, but bench press is the main focus. I was wondering something. Also in bodybuilding, I remember that like 10 years ago, 7 years ago, there was also fighting from bodybuilders, because everybody was accusing the other to be like using steroids
and
stuff like that. And now it became more accepted as a thing. So
yeah.
But now in calisthenics, is there like doping
a thing? It's actually a thing.
Yeah, I think it's a thing, but it's not really known.
I think that we're just at the start, that's like bodybuilding in the first period they were saying like, oh my god, you have a crazy genetic, but maybe he had synthol behind, in every muscle of his body.
I think, but it's hard in calisthenics, because you have to get a drug that help you to be stronger. Or maybe
like pre-workout. No, just
yeah, some kind of pre-workout that make you stronger and like more stamina for you. I think, and it's hard. I don't know if there is any. You can comment down below and tell
Exactly.
me. No,
No. Protein are the secret for the super strength. That's what people think, but it's not like this, guys. Train hard and don't focus on these things.
yeah, exactly. But no, for saying, I think it's a thing, but it's not real well known.
So in my opinion, for answer to this question, I know that a lot of people are actually saying that some athlete use this kind of stuff. I don't know what they're actually talking about.
Yeah.
And I think this also starts from the theory that if you go to the gym and someone is bigger than you, he's probably using drugs.
Yeah.
I think it's the same concept because he's stronger. I train, he train, and if he's stronger, probably you have some
But
drugs,
like
some
in
secrets.
calisthenics contest, do they make the
Drug test.
yeah? Drug
No, they don't do it.
I'm not 100% sure. I think like there was some kind of competition that did.
Yeah,
but
they may
that-
do
not,
something,
It's not
but
like
not that. Like
strict.
let's say in Italy, they were doing a competition, and when you have to weight yourself, or let's say a judge have to weight you, you have to take off everything. Your shoes, your pants, your shirt, and everything. So this is your real weight. But in that competition, it was kind of important. They were doing the weight stuff with the shoes and with everything on, but the competition later was without anything. So you may go in a bigger weight competition, but you actually weighting less. So this help you. So let's say Khalil go and do a competition of skills with
of the people that weight more than me, but
yeah.
actually weight less.
yeah,
So
and that make no sense because like let's say yes, they make no sense because 100 kilos of person can do the same thing that Khalil is actually doing.
And the problem with doping, I think, in my opinion, it's that actually, also if you drink Red Bull and you are gonna fly, but it's not gonna give you the chance to hit the 360, 720, and 1080.
Yeah.
A Red Bull, it's not enough to fly around the bar.
I think you
So
should
this
get
is,
some cocaine and then
Exactly.
we start doing flips and stuff.
Exactly.
But at the end, for let's say some conclusion, I want to say that you have to dream big. Because when I started to do calisthenics, I was dreaming big, and I'm actually reaching the level I wanted to. But I'm dreaming big every day more. I always want more, and I think even if I can reach it, I'm working for it. Like I'm living as a player. I try to complete the story.
And I think you should adopt this mentality for every single thing in your life.
Because I think that if you convince yourself of something, then all the things that you need to do to achieve that goal will come to you also with no effort.
Yeah.
And remember, life is a video game.
Life is a video game. Yeah.
And we
You
are
should
sure
be
of
the
that.
player. So, thanks for listening also this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next episode.